everybody. Happy Vlogmas Day number 27. We're going to be having some friends over for dinner tonight, and we're going to go play pool. And so I thought I'd go ahead and show you guys how I make my pizza and my homemade pizza dough. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's go ahead and make the pizza dough. I buy my yeast at Sam's Club, so I don't have packets of yeast. So I have to go ahead and measure out my yeast. And so 1 packet of dry active yeast is 7 grams. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out 7 grams. We got a little bit too much. Let's double check. 8. So close. Take a tiny bit back out. Grab a spoon. 7. Perfect. And then you guys, we're going to go ahead and just do a teaspoon of sugar. And we are also going to do 1 1/4 cups of lukewarm water. And we're going to go ahead and stir this together until it's dissolved. Now, the recipe says to put it someplace warm, like in the oven or a microwave. I did turn my oven on just a smidge, but it's off now just to warm it up a tiny bit because our house is usually quite cold. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven for 10 minutes, and my oven doesn't even feel that warm. So we're going to go ahead and warm that oven up just for a minute. 10 minutes that's going to sit, and then now we're going to go ahead and get our ingredients that we need. Super easy. We're going to go ahead and do some kosher salt. We're going to do some bread flour and a little bit of oil, and that's it. We're going to go ahead and measure out 3 cups of bread flour. Now, I have made this with regular flour, and it's good, but it's not quite as good as using the bread flour. So we're going to do 3 cups. This recipe is so easy, and we absolutely love it. So why spend a ton of money ordering pizza when you can make it yourself? And it's going to be so much better. You're going to know exactly what ingredients you are using to make your pizza. And let's go ahead and get this in here. So 3 cups, perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and add 1 1/2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And so as I showed you guys, I do have the kosher salt. And like I said, I love the bread flour. So 1 1/2 teaspoons, which is 1/2 of a tablespoon, just so you guys know, because a tablespoon is 3. So we're going to go ahead and grab some kosher salt and sprinkle that around. We are waiting for our yeast to get up to temperature, not necessarily temperature, but waiting for it to double in size. And then once it doubles in size, we're going to go ahead and mix it into here. I'm going to go ahead and mix up this flour and salt. And then once it's fairly mixed, I'm going to go ahead and make a well in the center. In the center of this, I am going to go ahead and pour my yeast mixture into here. And I am also going to put the olive oil in here as well. And so there's 2 tablespoons of olive oil that's going to go in here. And then we're also going to use a little bit of olive oil for the bowl after we get done kneading the pizza dough. So it's been about 10 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take 2 tablespoons of olive oil, put it into the well, and then we're going to go ahead and take our yeast, sugar, and water mixture and put it in here as well. You can see that yeast is alive and well. Now we're going to go ahead and get this mixed together the best that we can with a spoon, or if you've got a dough hook, whatever you want to use. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this out onto the counter and knead it. We're going to knead it for about 3 to 5 minutes. And of course, we want it to be all stirred before we turn it out onto the counter. And obviously, before I turn it out onto the counter, I will put some flour onto the counter. And to make my life easier, I did take off my silicone wedding band. Then I don't have to get that out of there. So let's go ahead and put some flour here so that we can go ahead and get this out of the bowl. And it is going to be sticky, you guys. We're going to go ahead and take this out. I will put this recipe down below It is not my recipe. I am not the creator of this, but I definitely love this pizza dough. And so you can see I am a little bit crumbly in areas and very sticky in others. I probably should have left it in the bowl and stirred it a little bit more, but I find this easier because then I can incorporate everything together using my hands. And we've got to try not to get it to stick to the counter, but it seems like every time I make pizza, it ends up sticking to the counter. So maybe one of these years. I just don't want to have too much flour, and finding that perfect medium. And of course, every time the dough is a little bit different. So let's go ahead and knead this. The dough is ready to go, so I went ahead and turned it into a ball. I'm going to go ahead and put some olive oil into my bowl. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my dough and put it upside down into the bowl. And I'm just going to kind of rotate it around to where it is covered in that oil. And now you guys, I make sure the bottom is covered as well. And we let this rise for about an hour to an hour and a half until it is double in size. And then we're ready to make pizza. So you guys, super, super easy. Let's go ahead and get this covered, and I'll see you back here in about an hour and a half. Here is our pizza dough, you guys. It has been about an hour and a half or so. Let's take that off. Look at how gorgeous that is. We're gonna go ahead and get some flour on our hands, and we're gonna go ahead and roll out 2 pizza crusts is what we're gonna roll out. So you can see how gorgeous that dough is. And I'm going to go ahead and separate this into 2 pizzas. And we are going to make 2 different kinds of pizza tonight. Like I said, we've got friends coming over. We are doing pizza with them. And then we're going to go to an adult establishment. That sounds bad. We're going to go to a bar. And the guys are going to play some pool. And the girls might play some pool too. But I don't know. We'll probably just chit chat. And so let's see if I got those. One of them feels bigger. And so I am going to go ahead and grab my scale on out and see how close they are to the same size. Let's go ahead and tear that. This one feels bigger. So we've got 400. And let's see, maybe they're exactly the same. No, not quite. So we'll go ahead and put a little bit more in there. 375. And that one's still a little bit more. Okay, 387 and 380. Okay, probably would have been fine if I didn't measure those, you guys, but I wanted to go ahead and try to get the 2 pizzas as close to the same size as I could. And so, of course, this is just a typical pizza dough, so I'm going to go ahead and roll this out. Now, the recipe does call for cornmeal underneath the pizza. I don't have any cornmeal, and I've actually never made this recipe with cornmeal. I guess it's one of those things that you can do if you want. All right, let me go ahead and roll these out, and then I'll show you guys what I do to top them. got some mozzarella cheese that Mr. Snow Gardener did. We have got some home canned pasta sauce or pizza sauce, some home canned mushrooms, and I should have already got the home canned mushrooms popped open so we could get those. You guys, canning mushrooms is so easy if you love mushrooms. So easy. I need to get some more canned up. That is on the list for sure. Use them for absolutely everything, but I want to get them draining because we don't want to add a lot of moisture to our pizza. So our pizza sauce right here, we're going to go ahead and use part of this for this pizza. So this pizza is going to be pepperoni, mushroom, cheese, and on half of it, you guys, we're going to go ahead and try some salami as well. We don't know how it's going to be. You guys want to see why we're doing pizza tonight? We've still got this left over from the holidays, so we have lots of pepperoni. So I asked my hubby, I'm like, hey, how about doing pizza tonight for our friends? He said it was a great idea. Now, normally he likes some pepperoni, sausage, and mushrooms, but I said, hey, what do you think about trying this? And he said, I don't know. So we're just going to put half on there. Have you guys ever put salami on a pizza before? I have not. So we're going to go ahead and do our sauce. We don't like our pizzas super saucy, and I grabbed a wood spoon, but I prefer a metal spoon. It just seems to spread that sauce a little bit better. Like I said, we don't like a ton of sauce, so we do a pretty light sauce on our pizzas. And you guys, I made this pizza sauce quite a while ago. And you guys, I did it on the cheap. I just took some 99-cent pasta sauce and added, of course, some tomato paste and such into it, some other spices to give it that pizza sauce instead of that spaghetti sauce consistency. And then I went ahead and jarred it up. This saved me so much money because my store is so expensive. And so pizza sauce, you know, for one bottle was like, I don't know, $4 or something. And I was like, no, not happening. So I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle a little bit of cheese on the counter, cheese on the pizza. And my husband believes that there is never too much cheese on a pizza. And don't worry, we're not doing both pizzas with this bag of cheese. I've got another one in the fridge. And yeah, we're getting all kinds of cheese on the counter. But don't worry, this counter is clean. I just wiped it after we rolled out the pizza dough. So no harm, no foul. Let's go ahead and add some pepperoni on here. And this pepperoni is pretty dang good. So we're going to go ahead and just put the pepperoni on it. Then we're going to put salami on half of it. We're going to go ahead and do some mushrooms. And then we will go ahead and add some more cheese, you guys, to finish it out. So we're going to have lots of meat on this pizza. My husband loves lots of toppings on his pizza. And like I said, we had this meat and cheese tray that we had taken over to my in-laws for Christmas, and it didn't get all eaten up, so why the heck not go ahead and use up what we've got in the fridge. So I didn't have to buy anything to make this pizza, you guys. And we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to actually squeeze these mushrooms out a little bit more before I put them onto the pizza. And so now I know exactly what went into these mushrooms, which is so nice. I can't wait until I have the time to do more of this canning and such, and with, of course, my big announcement on my other channel that I am leaving the sheriff's office. This will make canning and stuff that much easier. Between this channel, my other channel, and Etsy, I am doing well enough that I can go ahead and retire early from the sheriff's office. To say I'm excited about that is an understatement. All right, now we're just going to put some salami on half of this. And I'm not going to put a ton of salami on there, not quite as much as the pepperoni. I think it will be good. But, I mean, I don't know. I've never done it before, so we'll put, you know, just a few chunks on here. There we go. What do you guys think? Just another form of meat. All right, you guys, let me top this with cheese. We're going to get this one in the oven cooking first since it's ready to go. And you guys, I am cooking this on a stone, which is my favorite way. And actually, I don't know why I haven't actually just bought another pizza stone just like this one, because we're going to do the other one on a metal pan. And we'll see how it works out. The other metal pan is not amazing. A lot of times when it's just the two of us, though, we just cook one pizza because it is just the two of us. I'm going to throw all of that cheese on there. And we'll just get it spread out and get it cooked, put in the oven. Okay, everybody, we have got our second pizza crust here. Like I said, it's just on an old metal pizza stone. We're going to do Canadian bacon, some pineapple, and we're also going to add some olives because I decided I wanted some olives. And so I have just cut up some sliced pineapple, and we've got some olives that we're going to go ahead and cut up as well. And so for the olives, we're going to go ahead and use this amazing little cup slicer. And I'm not trying to sell you guys this. I do sell Pampered Chef, but I'm not trying to sell it to you. I just want to show you guys how cool it is. So you just go ahead and put the olives there. And then you take your slicer and you just squish straight down. They go into the cup. And then you have got sliced olives at a heck of a cheaper price, because buying a can of whole olives is way cheaper than buying olives that are already sliced. I also think the sliced olives have a weird flavor. Maybe it's just me. My husband does say I'm picky. And I don't know if my friend Marty and Keith, I don't know if they like olives. So I think I'm only going to put olives on half of this side just in case they don't. And I should have probably thought about that for mushrooms, but they're pretty easy going. But we'll probably just do about half. So now we've got sliced olives to go on our pizza just like that. We are going to repeat what we did with the other pizza, of course, with the sauce and the cheese. Same thing. And then the one pizza is cooking while I am making this pizza. So it works out just perfect. Now, can you put two pizzas in the oven at the same time? Of course you can. You can use the two shelves. But I just find that pizza cooks way better if I just cook it one at a time. So that's what I'm going to do. So very quickly putting some sauce on here. You can see I am not a pizza professional by any means. But hey, this right here saved a lot of money. If we were to go out to pizza in our town, it would cost us, I don't know how much, but a lot. How much pizzas cost now, hun?
It depends on where you get them from.
What do you think? You think you got a
$65 for 2 large pizzas?
Yeah. Yep. So it's going to save us quite a bit of money by making these pizzas ourselves. So just like the last pizza, I am putting a little bit of cheese under our toppings. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab some Canadian bacon. Now, this is not something I buy all the time. So this is kind of a treat for me. And a lot of people are like, it's just ham. But I love Canadian bacon. And I used to always ask and beg my parents for a Hawaiian pizza. So that oven, you guys, even though the pizza is already in there, finally came to temperature because it's at 500 degrees is what we cook our pizza at. So it cooks quite a bit. And with the stone, it's amazing. I don't know if I should do this one at 500. We'll see if I burn the bottom of it. Lesson learned. Luckily, my friends still love me whether I burn the pizza or not. I guess that's a sign of a good friend. And so we'll put lots of Canadian bacon on here. Then we'll go ahead and add the pineapple. And then, of course, some olives. And we have got 2 pizzas that we can eat at home for way less money. Really not that hard to do, you guys. And the budget, right? The budget is so important to save nowadays because everything seems like it is so dang expensive. I probably used about half of that package of Canadian bacon. And then this was 4 of the pineapple rings that I just cut. And so I think that's going to be an appropriate amount. You guys, I wing stuff just like in my entire life. I fly by the seat of my pants. And this is just how it's going to be because that's how life should be. Don't stress about the little things. That's what I try to teach my children. I find as I have aged, I've kind of learned that a little bit more myself. Before I used to worry so much about everything being perfect in life. And now I'm like, hey, it is what it is. And don't stress the small stuff. All right, let's go ahead and do some olives. And like I said, I'm just going to do these on half. And I probably have enough for more. Do you know if Keith and Marty like olives?
I have no idea.
Me either. I should have asked him what toppings they liked and stuff, but I don't remember him being picky for anything else because we've done a lot of things together and it always just seems like we eat everything that's made. We have another friend, Randy, not that I think he's going to be watching this, but Randy claims he doesn't like onions. He eats onions at my house a lot. Not really. I tell him if there's onions in something and he can pick it out because I do cook everything with onions, it seems like, except for these pizzas. I did ask Mr. Snow Gardener if he wanted onions or peppers on his pizza, and he told me to quit trying to add extra things because jalapenos are also great on pizzas too. All right, let's top this with cheese, and then you guys, I will see you as soon as the pizzas are done cooking.